Day 4 of the Amgen Tour of California getting underway from the area around Monterey Bay, from the WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. The racetrack built back in the 1950s, heading for Morro Bay. The town takes its name from this iconic Morro rock. Let's go down first of all to the sign-in here. Tejay van Garderen starting the day in yellow.
Looking splendid under the raindrops at the start of a very long stage, 133 plus miles. Casper Asgreen starting the day in green, and a 5-man breakaway getting up the road early.
Yeah, no sooner was the flag down, they were away, and while the Turkey Vultures flew away off the right-hand coast, we continued on the most scenic road in the world. Sprint on the Pacific Highway, and it was Entala who took over the 3-second time bonus there as they continued to build a lead over the main field. Back in the field, it was Tejay van Garderen trying to keep everything calm. Well, it wasn't to be. There was a crash en route.
Magnus Cort going down for the Astana squad, tangling with Rob Britton. Rob Britton 6th in the overall standings.
Along the highway, the 3 small King of the Mountains points weren't interesting this leading breakaway, but keeping it in-house for the race leader in the King of the Mountains, Alex Hone, was his teammate Michael Hernandez, taking the points over the top. One after another, no challenges. Hernandez keeping those points for him, eventually climbing up to 4th overall in the competition. The sprint at Vista Del Mar, well, it wasn't a sprint at all. Entala winning that.
Entala taking those maximum points, 3 for himself.
As they closed in on Morro Bay, the rock on the far right there, it was time now for the sprinter, the leading breakaways rather, to launch the attacks. The peloton was sitting less than a minute behind when they began to split up.
Entala joined by Hernandez. Those guys, as they battled out, Ian Garrison chasing hard to try to close down the disadvantage. Last man standing from the break was Michael Hernandez, caught by the field.
And then came a major accident involving the race leader. His bike on the far side of the road. Tejay van Garderen was now in trouble. Well outside the last 3 kilometers, Lachlan Morton came to his aid with a new bike, getting him back underway.
No shortage of drama for the EF squad. Tejay van Garderen, joined by his teammates, trying desperately to get back on terms with the field before the finish.
The bike not quite big enough for him. Tejay with the blood on his knee there, but on the right-hand turn, Tejay simply didn't make it. Was there any end to the confusion now? Because this rider was still chasing and losing time. Quickly back in the saddle, he had to find amongst the cars his teammates. They found him. He started to chase home, and when he thought it was all going to happen the right way, there was another crash at the back of the field, and riders going down heavily.
Closing the road basically for Tejay, just as he caught up. Bodies everywhere. Steph Kras from the Katusha squad going down, and Tejay trying to thread his way through there before the finish line.
Then it came to the finish. The sprinters had positioned themselves well in the last kilometre and a half. It was now a battle for first place between Jasper Philipsen, Jakobsen, as well, and Peter Sagan, the winner here 2 years ago, the only other time we've ever finished. He was in 3rd place here as he raced for the line. Peter Sagan moved up to 2nd place, but he hadn't counted on the fast finish of Jakobsen, who for the 3rd day in a row gave victory to the Team de Koenig. 3 different riders, 3 stage victories. Then there was a wait. He never regained the peloton, Tejay van Garderen, but he was in amongst the debris as he raced up towards the line.
Conceding almost a minute before he was able to reach the finish line finally. Tejay van Garderen, his lead in the overall standings, hanging in the balance.
Well, initially, after they crossed the line, they announced that Casper Asgreen would be the new leader of the race. As we look here of the victory of Jakobsen, Fabio Jakobsen of Belgium, getting the win there over Jesper Philipsen.
Waiting to the last possible moment to come around. Philipsen, Fabio Jakobsen getting the advantage. Sagan 3rd. 3 tries, 3 wins for the de Koenig team on successive stages. So a fabulous Amgen Tour of California so far for that squad from Belgium.
And then confusion reigned while the judges tried to sort out exactly what happened in those closing kilometres, while the crowd saluted a very happy winner from Belgium. Let's confirm the stage results at least. Fabio Jacobsen winning the race, 5 hours, almost 6 hours again in the saddle. Philipsen, Sagan, Buani, the French sprinter, and Reinhard Janssen van Rensburg from South Africa. All these riders getting the same time, but of course there were many splits in the field. So provisionally, they've given the race lead back to Tejay van Garderen.